Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jennifer Meckles. Denver police say one person is dead and a possible suspect has been detained after a shooting in downtown Denver tonight. It happened while still daylight, 17th Street and Glenarm around 6:45 p.m. You're looking at video taken shortly after. It's a very busy section of downtown, of course, near businesses, theaters, and hotels. Several blocks of downtown were taped off tonight as police continued to investigate. No word yet on what led up to this shooting or if the people involved even knew each other. Police say the victim died at the hospital. They have detained a possible suspect. Police tell us there is no indication the shooting had anything to do with the protests that were downtown earlier today. We will continue to follow this developing story and bring you updates here on 9 News and 9news.com.
If you come and you bring energy, we'll bring entertainment.
It was a historic day for Colorado sports as fans shattered records, packing the stands for Summit FC's inaugural home game at Mile High, proving Denver is hungry for women's professional soccer. 63,004 fans, all there to watch the Summit take on Washington Spirit, beating the previous NWSL record by more than 20,000. And this game started with fireworks and a flyover. Photojournalist Amy Hunter takes us there.
Today is the home opener for the Denver Summit FC women's soccer team, their first year in the NWSL.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think it's cool to see that there's such a big community here to watch the game.
Says the girls could do anything because girls are strong.
Our daughter is a pretty serious soccer player, and it's great to get her out here to see, her female role models. This is a big moment in women's sports, and just super psyched to be here.
I was 12 in 1999 when the women's U.S. national team won the World Cup on home soil, and that just sparked my passion for women's soccer.
That's really exciting, and it's exciting that so many people are here too. I feel like that. 60,000, that's a lot.
Empower at Mile High is one of the most iconic stadiums in all of Colorado, and so for us to bring such a huge fan base to fill this stadium, it's just awesome.
I kind of knew it had to come to Empower Field because I had a feeling that it was going to be a lot bigger than people anticipated. I was excited. I thought it was the right place to be.
We're so excited. We have a few favorites, and we went to the jersey unveiling a few weeks ago, and we're very excited to see our girls play.
I'm excited to see Lindsay Hughes.
Yeah,
same. I agreed.
If you watch one game, you'll definitely fall in love.
Yeah.
Yeah, the skill level that they show is unbelievable. The games are fun, the energy's fun. It's just a really good experience.
I've always wanted a team in my home state, and here we are. Today is such an epic day.
The game ended with a scoreless tie, 0-0. John Treach will have full highlights and reaction from today's historic debut match coming up later in sports. How about a quick live look tonight from Empower Field? Fans are long gone at this point. It was a really nice, warm first home game. Temps reaching 80 degrees today and setting up what could be another weekend of record heat across Colorado. Jaden Knowles joining us tonight to talk about that. If you like today, tomorrow's going to be a lot of the same.
Really rinse and repeat, Jenny. We're talking about 82 degrees. That's the high that we did see this afternoon. And guess what? As we head into tomorrow, the 80s will quickly return. So far, looking outside towards Burlington, you did see some isolated showers, very brief showers, gusty isolated showers. But for the most part, the entire state was nice and dry today. We did see those mostly cloudy conditions, but that's kind of trapping that heat right now. So temperature is still in the upper 50s as well as the low 60s. 64 degrees here in downtown Denver. 59 at the airport, and also 63 degrees at Central Park. So a very nice and warm evening if you're hitting the town or doing anything fun this evening. Temperatures across the entire state, we are seeing the upper 60s for the Eastern Plains, still at 72 degrees in Sterling. Satellite and radar, really not much going on. We saw those isolated showers up towards the Eastern Plains, but for the most part, staying nice and dry. As we head into tomorrow, I told you, really rinse and repeat. We're talking about the low 80s, so if you are out there camping, temperatures are on the warmer side, so you won't even need that light jacket. But we'll break down the forecast and some big changes in the forecast as we head into next week later on in the show. Jenny?
Thank you. Across Colorado and the whole country today, people gathered in cities big and small to continue protesting the Trump administration. The third round now of No Kings protests since President Trump's second term. Sky 9 flew over protests in Loveland, Boulder, and Longmont. In Colorado, though, the largest protests gathered around the state capitol in Denver, stretching several city blocks today. 9 News reporter Evan Krugel shows us the people who showed up.
On the steps of the state capitol, thousands gathered for a protest that's become routine. The same songs, the same signs, and many of the same people.
I've been to the last two. I wouldn't miss it.
But in this crowd,
This one feels a lot different.
there were new faces like Raul Tapia's.
I've never been to a protest. It's the first protest I've been to. I just felt like my presence here would matter. My presence here would matter as a Native American, as a gay veteran, just as a U.S. citizen. You know, my presence here matters.
And Raul wasn't the only first-timer here.
You got that right.
All right. Stuart Bernhardt waited 85 years to learn his first protest song. Stuart served in the Navy during the Cuban Missile Crisis and says recent events in Iran and at home pushed him to speak out for the first time.
The government should not be going to war without telling the people where the hell we're going. It's like having a leader that doesn't know what he's leading. I am angry about the immigration. Immigrants are good people. Better than 99% of them are hardworking, pay their taxes, and get kicked in the by the billionaires.
Stu was ready for his first rally.
I bought 3 bottles of water and 4 big cookies, store-bought cookies. I mean, hey, you can't have anything better than that.
What Raul brought was a message.
You know, I'm all these, and I'm just an American, really.
And while Stu didn't understand all of the songs he heard today,
That's Spanish. Is that Spanish?
Yes.
I don't speak a word of it, that's why.
he didn't need to know the chants to know his presence mattered.
It does my heart good. It makes me renew my faith in America. It makes me proud. Makes me proud.
That was Evan Krugel reporting. Greeley police say they shot and killed a man this morning who ran toward officers with a knife. They say the man also attacked his brother before his run-in with police. Greeley police tell us they got a call around 9:20 this morning about a man running with a knife, and when they found him, they say the 20-year-old charged at officers with that weapon. Officer shot him, and the man died at the hospital. An officer also got hurt, but they were minor injuries. And before all that, police discovered the suspect allegedly stabbed his 22-year-old brother at their grandparents' house, and his brother died at the hospital. An investigation is ongoing. 5 days now after a Denver parking garage collapsed and drivers still can't go get their cars. And people tell 9 News reporter Colton Chavez the ongoing closure is now impacting much more than just a commute. Colton?
Yeah, Jenny, there is a lot of frustration around this one. Joy Bro Sims, a gal that I spoke to earlier in the day, she says that her office was in the middle of moving out of the building when the garage collapsed. And they say they have to be out by the beginning of next week. But right now, they can't get in the office and they can't get the cars out of the garage.
When it happened, the fire department was like, just, wait a couple of hours, you'll be able to get your car.
When this Denver parking garage collapsed,
It's just been a waiting game.
hours have turned into days for people waiting to collect their cars.
They kept saying, we'll send out alerts, and I'm waiting for an alert. It doesn't come. Like, so what's going on? I need to know. Like, I have to plan.
The collapse happened right as Joy's nonprofit was moving out of the building next door. 5 days later, the HR manager still can't access her office or retrieve her car.
In the process of moving, I took all of my food from the freezer from the old office, and it's in my car because I was going to bring it home because we need to unplug the refrigerator. So I'm sure my car is going to smell pretty lovely when I pick it up.
Joy says a stinky smell is the least of her worries.
We have to be out of the building by March 31st so that we're not paying rent in 2 spots.
The city of Denver is requiring the owners of the parking garage to stabilize the structure before any cars can be moved.
I'm like, this is ridiculous.
For Joy, the bigger worry isn't the car, it's the bill.
So we're a nonprofit, so we have a certain amount of money scheduled for rent. and it's not 2 at one time. So
As for a timeline, the city of Denver tells me once the structure is stabilized, they're going to have somebody come out here and check and give it the green light before any of those cars can be taken out of the garage. Joy tells me she hopes that happens sooner rather than later. Live in Denver tonight, Colton Chavez, 9 News.
Colton, thank you. Colorado Democrats have now picked their candidates for the upcoming primary elections in June. Party delegates gathered in Pueblo Saturday, finalizing who gets to run on the Dems ticket. It could be a 4-way race for the Attorney General's office. Secretary of State Jenna Griswold is the favorite. At the State Assembly, she just edged past attorney and nonprofit leader David Segelman, who will also be on the ballot. 2 other candidates, both former prosecutors, Michael Doherty and Heddle Doshi, are also working to get on the AG ballot through the petition process. Term-limited AG Phil Weiser is now going for the governor's office, and he'll get first listing on the ballot after overwhelming support on Saturday. He's trying to beat out U.S. Senator Michael Bennet for the job, who already successfully petitioned onto the ballot. State Senator Brianna Titone was trying to become the first transgender person elected statewide in Colorado in her bid for treasurer, but failed to secure a ballot spot. State Senator Jeff Bridges will be the only Democrat on the ballot for treasurer. A Brighton teenager who pleaded guilty in connection to a fatal crash in Thornton was sentenced on Friday. Court records show 19-year-old David Mendez Reyes was sentenced to 7 years in prison. He was 18 last year when it was believed he was drunk and high, driving about 115 miles an hour when he hit another driver, Christian Santa Maria. Christian died at the scene. He was a father of 8 and described by the people who knew him as a devoted father and beloved friend.